When you think about Paw Patrol, what do you see? A cast of fun, lovable puppies in a big, colorful world. But what if I were to tell you that the history within this universe is darker than you could imagine? Now, the history of this universe isn't 100% known, but the series itself has many bits of history sprinkled throughout the episodes. So I'm just going to go through all these, and I'm going to figure out what happened in this universe before the Paw Patrol was ever even created. The first bit of history that is shown is in the Season 1 episode, Pups and the Pirate Treasure, where the Paw Patrol find a map that leads them to a pirate ship that was captained by a dog named Blackfur. Then in the Season 2's episode, Pup Foo, we are revealed to a scroll that Farmer Yumi has. And this scroll reveals pictures of dogs that are doing Pup Foo. And then in the Season 4 episode, Sea Patrol Pirate Pups to the Rescue, the Paw Patrol try to save Carlos after he is taken away by crabs that were hypnotized by music that was created by a dead pirate, Scallywag. Then in the Season 5 episode, Pups in the Hidden Golden Bone, we are shown that there is a temple underneath Town Hall in Adventure Bay. And then in Season 6 episode, Pups and the Big Twin Trick, we are shown a small statue that controls big metal statue dogs. And this is the only bit of this history that is revealed to us. Now, of course, many people within the fandom, myself included, have always been asking questions like, why are dogs the only ones capable of actually speaking? Why are there so many temples around that belong to animals? And why are they built for animals instead of humans? These are some of the questions that many of us have asked. And even though the history that was given to us is very small, I believe that I know exactly what happened. So let me explain. So I don't know precisely in time when this actually happened. So I'm going to say, just so that we know where we're going, I'm going to call the history in the past where the temples were built the ancient times. And then as we're getting to the more modern days, I'm going to call that the pirate period, so that we know where we're going here. So in the ancient times, the dogs became basically gods and ruled over humanity. Essentially, the roles were actually reversed in this universe. And this could explain why we see temples built in the image of animals, and especially dogs. And of course, why would the humans see these animals as gods, especially dogs? That doesn't make any sense. But it does make sense when you realize that the dogs had powers. It could show humanity that they are indeed as powerful as the humans believe that they are. And the reason for that, I believe, is revealed in Mighty Pups. See, in that movie, the Paw Patrol got their powers from the meteor. And I believe that a meteor very similar to the one in that movie is what gave the dogs their powers. And then with these powers, they showed humanity that they are indeed gods and worthy of worship. But it's not just that. I do believe that these powers also gave dogs the ability to speak and heighten their intelligence. And the reason why I believe that this power gave them the ability to speak is because more than likely in the past, no animal was capable of speaking. And we see this throughout the show where cats and farm animals are not capable of speaking, but the dogs are. And the only time that we see a animal that is not a dog speak is revealed to us in Charged Up with the villain Copycat. And Copycat, he gets a piece of the meteor lodged in his mouth, almost like another tooth. And this gives him the ability to speak. So I think that it is reasonable to conclude that when the dogs were zapped with this energy and gave them powers, it also heightened their intelligence enough to where they were capable of talking. So with all this newfound power, they taught humanity how to build, and they ruled over them. But of course, this was only in a very particular place. I believe that these dogs were really selfish and power hungry. They wanted the world to themselves, so they decided to spread out to the entire world, conquering places left and right. And one of the places that was conquered was a small place that is now Adventure Bay. Now, we do know that in the Hidden Golden Bone episode, we are shown that there is a temple under Town Hall. There could be many reasons why they decided to build a temple underground. It could be that more than likely they decide to build it underground so that in case some other army decide to show up and try to conquer the land that they have, then all their gold and diamonds and all that will be kept safe where they cannot find it. But of course, there could be many reasons why. And the reason why I believe that they did spread throughout the world and conquer is mostly because if this was a small area of the world where dogs were capable of speaking and taught humans how to build, then this would not explain why there are so many dog imagery throughout history shown in the scrolls that Farmer Yumi has. So I believe that the dogs did spread their empire all the way to many different places in the world. And of course, around the time after the scrolls were created, I do believe that humanity wanted to rule themselves instead of allowing these dogs to do that. And of course, that's when we get into this pirate period. Now, this is where more than likely humanity was starting to show through and only very few dogs were still in control. And I do believe that Scallywag was actually human, although I can't remember if they precisely say he is an animal or if he were a human, but it would make sense that he is indeed human because the flute that he has created looks too cleanly done to be a dog, because the dogs aren't the ones getting hypnotized by the music, and neither are humans. It seems to be other animals. So I do believe that this flute was created by a human, that being Scallywag. But of course, for some reason, the music did not work on dogs. And I do believe it's because of their heightened intelligence, unlike all the other animals. And of course, after this pirate period that we have, the roles suddenly started to reverse. And instead of the dogs ruling over humanity and humans being basically the pets, the dogs became the pets and the humans became the rulers. And I believe the reason for that is because the powers that the dogs once had started to fade away. And the only thing that was left was intelligence. Now, of course, the big question is, are the Paw Patrol the descendants of these dogs? Well, we don't have any information that can prove this, but there is one thing that could show that this is more than likely the case, and that is the temple underneath Town Hall. And if you look at the dog statues that are down there, the statues look just like Rocky. And more than likely that what I've said here in this video is true. The Paw Patrol are the descendants of dogs that used the power that they were given. Basically a gift, and they used it for their own personal gain, enslaving humanity to do what they want, and going throughout the entire world and conquering. So this is the dark history of this universe. This is the dark history of the Paw Patrol. Now, there are some things that I did not address yet, that being why are there so many temples that are built for other animals instead of dogs, and what about the little figure that controls the 3 statues? Well, for the smaller statue that controls the big dog statues, it's more than likely the humans at this certain period of time I believe, would have begged their gods for just but a taste of the power that they have. So one of the dogs asked the people to build 3 metal statues, and so the humans did. And then the dog asked them to build a small statue. And then, while the humans were building that statue, the dog picked up a tiny piece of the meteor and put it in the middle of this mini statue. And anyone that held this statue would be capable of fully controlling these statues. Now, when it comes to the temples that are built for other animals like monkeys, we just don't have enough information on why or how these were built, so I left them out because I am mainly focusing on the Paw Patrol and who they are descendant from. So I wanted to thank all of you guys for watching this video, and if you are all interested in listening to a review of one of the Halloween episodes, that being the second one, I'll have the link below for you guys to check that video out. And I am planning on a Halloween review of the first episode, so looking forward to doing that. But I want to hear what you guys think about this information I've given you. Do you believe that the Paw Patrol are descendants of pretty evil dogs that use their power for their own personal gain? I want to hear what you guys think. So leave it down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.